Ever since I heard the song Fairies Wear Boots by Black Sabbath from the classic album Paranoid, I've always been intrigued by the lyrics. They are very evocative, and they say, going home late last night, suddenly I got a fright. Yeah, I looked through a window and surprised what I saw, a fairy with boots on, dancing with a dwarf. Well, I decided to put the pencil to paper, and this is what I came up with. A fairy, of course, wearing boots, looking very sexy, and in a dancing position. You'll also know she's doing the metal sign right there with one of her hands. This is the finished sketch that I was ready to ink, but of course, what's missing is the dwarf, which I put right there beside her, also dancing in a very traditional garb. Here is that you know almost finished sketch. I decided to put some wispy clothes on the fairy so she wouldn't be nude, and also taking particular care of the boots, which are very important, which I decided to make like combat boots. Here I start with the inking process, starting from the bottom up, and the dress that also gives some emotion to the figure, to enhance that notion that she is dancing. Here is the finished inked drawing. I cleaned up the edges, erased the unnecessary lines, inked also the dwarf. And it was here that I decided that I was going to make this a color drawing. So I decided to bust out my colored pencils and started with the dwarf first, right there with, again, traditional colors of green and red. And then for the fairy, I put in a green sort of dress, and first I was going to make her blonde, but then she was going to resemble too much a Tinkerbell, so I decided to go with the purple hair. Here it's almost finished. I put that yellow square in the back so that it would resemble the window from which these two figures are seen as stated in the lyrics. And this is the finished drawing. I really had fun making it, though I do know it has some flaws, especially in the anatomy of the fairy. I think the breasts are placed too high up, even though there's a bit of perspective going on there in the torso, but still, not perfect, but good enough for rock and roll. Thank you very much for watching, and so long.